We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. Before it self-destructs, y'all caught in. Let's sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, yeah. We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. Before it self-destructs, y'all caught in. Let's sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, yeah. We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. Before it self-destructs, y'all caught in. Let's sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, yeah. We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. Before it self-destructs, y'all caught in. Let's sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, yeah. We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. Before it self-destructs, y'all caught in. Let's sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, yeah. We do this, whether you check and we progressing. No mission is impossible, so I destroy the message.
What does it mean to be underground? It means you gotta be free to be underground. Yo, you got your own key when you're underground. If you're listening to me, yo, you underground.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Connected with Cari here on Jess FM Underground Radio. See, you know it. We're also live streaming through the NCG television network in Italy. Hi over in Italy. I know it's 3 a.m. over there, but grab your cappuccinos, sit back, relax, and just start your day because it's Sunday and it's wonderful and it's beautiful outside, right? Whereas here in Canada, we're starting to get our little cold weather coming in. So I think I'd rather be over there. Most likely. But anyway, so welcome for always joining us. And Meta TV, we're live through that as well, which also goes over to Italy. So we're basically worldwide. YouTube, we're over there. Underground Radio C, I've just got my channel up and going. It's actually been up for a few months now. So I'd love for like, subscribe, all the things over on YouTube. Go check it out. Mostly what I've been doing is it's been so hard to choose a show to throw up on there and go, okay, what am I going to do with putting things on YouTube? Like, I have no idea because I have so much content. So what I did was I chose a few kind of bigger ones and then just been live streaming, and then they've all been going over to YouTube. So feel free to go and check back any ones that you may have missed, because now, as you guys know, Facebook, lovely Facebook, it's been implemented, I think, since about February. If you're new to the game, after 30 days, Facebook will delete the lives that have been going on. So I've been trying to go back and upload as much as I can. Otherwise, some shows are just gone. But usually there's just like the title, oh, so Cari, welcome, so-and-so. So if you miss a show and you want to go look for it, or if you would like a copy of the show, let me know. By all means, we can go from there. Other than that, we are season 11. This is my now episode 3. So welcome. We are into the Thanksgiving weekend now. Actually, no, Thanksgiving was last week. What am I saying? But I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully it was like blessed. You had a lot of good food, good friends, good family, good fun, of course. And yeah, the weather wasn't too bad last weekend. So we'll see how it holds up. But yeah, happy belated Thanksgiving to those that may have not watched the show. With that, let's welcome in our guest with us this evening. Hey, the chosen. Okay, you have been chosen.
I see what you did there.
To be my next guest on The Price is Right. Come on.
Let's go. That box for $500, please.
Right? I would like the wheel for okay. Right? We could play all night, but
all the game shows.
Right, all the game shows. But no, seriously, welcome, Kay. Now this has been actually, thinking back, our first interview was in 2020, right before the pandemic.
Right before everything shut down.
Right before the whole shutdown. So we were actually, it was great. We could actually go in person and meet up and do our interview, which was so fun. But it's so funny because I think you were like my third guest.
No way. And I'm episode 3 of season 11. Come on.
There we go. Full circle all around, right? So it's so crazy how time flies. And then I had you back was it a year or was it 2022? I think it was 2021. We did an album. No, it was a poetry
Yes.
launching thing.
Yeah, it was. I guess at this point I call it a poetry tape. I don't know what. I just call everything projects at this point now.
It was a project.
It was a project. It was a project. Yeah.
Right. So we're talking about the projects.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So, and since then, I've done a couple album listening parties on my show. I've had a lot of artists since then. I've had a lot of like connections with Kay, and it's been great. So over the years,
you've won a couple of awards.
But we'll get into awards. We'll get there because I was like, oh, the price is right. That's like, oh, awards. We'll get there. But we're on social media together, and even though we have not really seen each other in a long time, we see each other almost daily on social media, and we get to see how the other person has been growing over the years and what we've been doing and the projects and what's been going on. So it's been amazing. And I just want to say congratulations for all your hard work and what you've been doing and your growth. And it's so surreal just to go and, because I literally was like looking at our interview, the first interview, and I was going, wow.
Yeah. The growth is crazy. Stop it. You're going to make me cry.
I'm going to cry.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
The feeling is mutual. I'm so proud of just you and how you've grown over the last couple of years. It was like, I don't know. It's weird to go back down memory lane and be like, look at how much we've grown. It's amazing.
It is amazing. But what's even better was actually Kay and I reconnected at the YYC Music Awards.
Yeah.
Which was like a totally surreal moment for me, at least.
Oh,
I don't know about you.
Because, oh my God, is that Cari?
Stop, girl. Ready to go across the room.
We can take photos right now.
Like white chicks. So it was just so funny. But it was just like, wow, and then that's what made me go, man, like it's been, like 5 years ago. It was like March of 2020, or actually March 6th of 2020 to be exact. If I look at the date, the recorded date.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, like it goes by so fast. And then again, going like, what have we accomplished in that time? And you said, oh, awards. So fitting that we were at the YYC Music Awards. And then as I was preparing promo for this, as you guys know, we had to we were going to do Thanksgiving weekend. Some stuff had came up and we're like, okay, we're going to just, have it for this weekend, which is great. But it was like just being thankful. And I was like, how much time has gone by? And I was doing the promo and I was like, writing down on this, like back when we met, I think you were just one nomination or two nominations.
Yeah.
I think it was one nomination.
I didn't have my first one yet.
Yeah.
In 2020. Yeah, that was my first nomination.
And we were talking about your TEDx talk.
Yeah.
And you hadn't done it yet.
I hadn't done it yet. Wow.
As well.
A lot of things. I was just a baby. I was just a sweet
boy.
I've since grown up since then. My hair was shorter too. No, actually, I lied. I think I said my looks back then.
I don't know. It was styled differently.
It was different.
Mine's a little more tame now, so I got a little bit under control. Although I just went to got my hair done. I got my hair did, so it'll be okay for now. And give me a couple weeks, it'll be like. So you guys already know. I'm gonna do like a hair montage at one point and be like all the different hairstyles I could do this show. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I swear, it's just crazy. I'll let people vote on their best hairstyles. So speaking of voting and YYC Music Awards, so this year you were nominated again. So what were let's just real quick, what was this is the third nomination.
The third nomination.
Okay, so what were each category?
So it's been the same category every time. So I've been nominated for the rap recording of the year of the last 4 years, because my first nomination was 2022, so that was for my album Advice, and then I was nominated last year for my project IRL, and then this year I was nominated for a collaborative song with Third Verse. It featured Tariq Robinson and BK1, and that one was called Breathe. So yeah, three over the last 4 years, I've been nominated 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So as you guys can figure out, Kay wasn't originally from YYC, but he came and blessed us with his presence back in 2015. 15? Okay, that was so close.
You're so close. You're this close.
Tiny bit close. So close.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Calling Calgary home for like 10 years now, which is also wild to think about. I'm like, wow, I've been here.
Which is wild, because not just that, like, Calgary is an amazing city, and walking into the YYC Music Awards, it was, like I said, it was so surreal, because in these, like, this room, just even walking in, checking in, getting my ticket scanned, and going into the lobby. So it was held at the Great Eagle Event Center, and that's why I was like, come on down, because they actually have had, they do Price is Right live at the Great Eagle. So if you want to be a contestant, go on down. But yeah, so walking into the lobby, seeing like all the award nominees, producers, owners of venues here in Calgary, it was like, wow.
Yeah, you with your people. Like, these are all the industry people, and you're part of them.
All the peoples. Including one other beautiful artist, Tiny Wings.
Tiny Wings, yeah.
Shout out to Tiny Wings.
Shout out Tiny Wings.
She was actually my first interviewee on Underground Radio. See, but I had interviewed her before when I was at Masterclass Radio.
Nice.
So she was a follower. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, I'll support you on your new journey with Underground Radio C and hooking up with Jess FM. And I was like, I love you. So it was so great. I need to actually have her back too, because again, I see the growth and I'm just like, wow.
She's next level. A fun little fact about kind of like the parallel lives of like, I guess Tiny Wings and me. Because we've got a song together, but that's like an old ass song. I don't think she even wants to perform that song anymore.
She's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. She's like, I've moved past that. But we did get to perform together, or we were on the stage together at last year's YYC Music Awards. So we were nominated twice in the same category. So last year we were nominated in the same category, and this year we're nominated in the same category. Mm-hmm. And last year the YYC Music Awards did this really cool thing where they took a couple of the categories and they said, listen, we want all the nominees to perform together on stage. So we did like a medley of our songs. Everybody did like 45 seconds. You did like part of your verse and a little bit of your hook. So it was myself, Tiny Wings, K-Riz, T-Fanny, B. Ravenous was out of town, so he couldn't do his set, but he was also part of that the nomination. And it was just so cool to kind of have like the back-to-back with a house band. It was K-Riz's band, The Family. And it was, that to me is actually my favorite YYC Music Awards of like all time. Selfishly because I was on stage, but also selfishly because, I mean...
And that's it, selfishly. And I'll say this is my favorite, but only because I was there.
But I was happy that they did it again this year, because you saw there was like more like overlap between the artists. It wasn't like you just see one artist and then we move on. They really want you to see everybody in that category, which I think is great, because obviously it's an honor to be nominated, but it's great when people can actually see and hear your art in case they were new to you and didn't get a chance to like see you because you didn't win. I think they did a really good job just like being able to highlight more artists in the night than they did previously.
Yeah, I also loved how, I mean, everything was just well set up. First of all, it was just so like we're just saying sound check, like it's just like, you know, a red carpet event down in LA or something, how it's just like the glitz and the glam of it, just a little low key. But, you know, the stage is all set up and the Great Eagle has an amazing sound system. As you know, they already do events here in Calgary. They have a lot of local artists and those from out of town coming and performing. We've had amazing artists here. So it's just like, just so great. It was almost like your own private little concert going on, you know, different genres and everything. So I loved how they scattered the video of what was it, the best video or the
music videos. So they play
the music videos. Yeah. I can't remember what it was actually called, the best music video or whatever it was, but it was very cool because they would play one. And then we do different awards for things, whatever, here and there. And then they would show another one. Mm-hmm. And so by the end of the night, I think there was five different videos to choose, like that they had nominees of. And that, they won, they got up to the stage and won. And it was so neat because it was like, again, like you saw the creativity, you saw the art, you got to see. And if that artist of the video won an award throughout the night, you could kind of see, okay, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, and put a face to the name. Yeah. I mean, you did kind of see them in the music videos, but to actually see them in person, go, wow, like that's them. That's them. Yeah. And this is like a video that would be playing like on Much Music back in the day, right? You're like, hey. So it was really neat to see how they intertwined that. And then, of course, have the presenters up there and the different, I just loved how like the sponsors got to present. Yeah. That was like super cool. And I'm like, I know what I need to do.
No, it's a really good community event. Yeah, because I think you get to see, I think to your point, you're not only seeing the artists, you're getting to see those who are involved in the industry at different levels. Yes. And I think it's a great networking event. It's a great reminder just of how diverse the Calgary music scene is. And like, honestly, for us, it's a nice time to just see each other. I think we're talking about how this interview kind of came out of the two of us just running into each other again. It's like, we're not strangers, but it's just, music and life gets in the way. Then you're like, oh my God, it's been 5 years. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Well, okay. 5 years was the first one. That's initial. And then we had our, album party there. But again, that was a little bit different. Like it was just reviewing whatever. It wasn't actually a good one-to-one kind of conversation, if you will. So, but it was great. And then just seeing all of the other few artists that I did already interview, and I'm going to have Arlo Maverick will be on as well. So that
you got interviewed too.
I got interviewed as well. That's right.
The tables turned.
The tables have turned. The master becomes, or the student becomes a master. The
master becomes
actually, could I actually reverse? I'm getting interviewed. So and that was just a thank you to Kay for setting that up, because otherwise I didn't even know that they were doing these little red carpet interviews. So it's McKenna. What's her Instagram? It's McKenna.
McKenna Snapped, I guess, is the Instagram, but it was through WH and Blue Hour. So there's kind of like the media presence, kind of doing the interviews, which is great. Like there's a lot of really good interviews they did. So 100%.
Yes. And yours truly has been asked to go and be interviewed.
There you go.
On their platforms. So
nice. Good.
So that'll be fun.
Connections, yeah.
Great. I love. See, that's it. That's what it's all about, right? Mm-hmm. How, I'm going to even say like being connected with Cari. So, those connected with me, I connect others, and then we're all just like, it's been a huge circle, but we all do this. Yeah. Like it's an industry. I think every little industry, because we actually did talk about this on our first interview, how there's different industries within the city and all that, but it's so neat to see the connections and how everyone has grown and being like, actually, I'm going to get you here and we'll do this. And everyone's just working together and we're lifting each other up. And it's so beautiful and it's so wonderful to see. And I'm just like, yes. So with everything going on, everything's scattered. And I'm like, I see people are doing this, people are doing that, but not just that. There's now, of course, because 2020 shut down, we couldn't do events, but now there's events all over the place, right? So I will see people posting up events and I'm going, can I make it, or can I go, or this or that? And, it becomes, sometimes it's hard, right? Because life gets in the way and we're just trying to do all the things. And can we do this? Can we do that? And then Kay's like, well, I got some events going on and I would like you to come. And I'm like, okay, I'll try. I'll really try and go, because there's a few. So we're going to dip into a couple of those, but actually we'll dip into one right now because as I had said, Arlo Maverick, he and I,
Yes,
you know, it's actually really funny because we've actually been on Instagram together for a long time as well. I would say years, quite a long time. And when he went up to present an award, first of all, I was like, Edmonton. I'm like, that's wrong. Like, why is Edmonton?
That's hilarious. Wow.
Like, excuse me, but
yeah.
But anyway,
else was nominated. All the other rappers are called. I'm kidding. That's not.
I'm like, well, we'll let it go. We'll just let it slide. We won't say anything. So I messaged on him on Instagram. I was like, okay, good presenting, whatever. And then it was after that, then you and I had caught up.
Yeah.
And then I actually kind of saw him out in the lobby, and I was like, okay, and I was like, I'm going to connect back with him. Because actually, as he was nominating, I'm like, yeah, I know him, first of all. And I was like, oh, I'm going to actually connect back with him, and I want to get him back on the show. Or actually on the show, not back on the show. On the show. Because he hasn't been on yet.
Okay.
But he has collaborated with a lot of the artists that have been on my show.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have him on, and we'll talk. And by then, actually, no, your event will be happening.
Kind of in.
No, it would have happened. No, it'll happen. Have happened already, because he'll be we're trying to get him. I'm trying to get him at the end of October and or beginning of November. So the event will have already happened. So for those that might be able to make it out to your event, do you want to kind of, because you have to go to Edmonton for this one?
Yeah, you do. So, I mean, to your point, it would have kind of happened by this point, but I mean, still a good time to like plug everyone who's involved in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like check out music and all the things. So yeah.
So we're all out there in Edmonton supporting the Blue. He just dropped his album, So Look on the Bright Side. It's part of like a 2-part album series. So I forget how many years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, he put out an album called Things Could Be Worse. So this is the follow-up, So Look on the Bright Side. And he was on a mission to get a bunch of different artists on this album. So it's like, I think maybe there's only one song of the many songs on the album that doesn't have a feature.
Wow.
Everything else, there's at least 2 or 3 artists on it, and then he has one song where it's just him. So myself, K-Riz, Arlo Maverick, and Tiffany are opening up for his Edmonton leg of the tour, because majority of us are on the album. So yeah, Edmonton is going to be a good time. I've actually never played Edmonton before. I've gone several times. Don't say that.
I'm just being mean. Only because it's hockey season now, and we gotta.
And the Flames it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll have like a post-mortem afterwards. Like, so did you survive Edmonton?
Yeah, like, how was it out there?
No, it will be great. I feel like the same way that Calgary has a very connected community, Edmonton has one as well. And both Arlo and I think the Blue, like a lot of artists in Calgary, are trying to unite the two cities. I think the more that we do cross-city shows, cross-city songs, the bigger like the Alberta hip-hop scene as a whole will grow. So I see this show as one of those moments where we're actively trying to connect the two cities. And I'm just excited to play. Like, I enjoy playing.
You're bringing world peace.
One city at a time. We're doing our thing.
Enter Alberta first. We'll just,
then we grow.
It works.
Exactly. You've got to pilot test these things.
Leave the pitchforks at home, guys.
Exactly.
People from other countries are like, what is going on over there? All I can say is, Calgary and Edmonton are rival cities. It's like sibling rivalry. We love each other. It's a love-hate relationship.
Exactly.
Right? Because like most of the time, one team or another will not make the Stanley Cup playoffs. And so we feel like obligated to
kind of bring that
help out the other team and go, okay, go team.
Yeah.
Bring the cup to Canada at least. Like,
which I love that you said like a sibling rivalry, because at the end of the day, like, we love each other. We're part of one big family, but we're all going to push and shove every once in a while. And really, it's only because we love each other. We want to make sure that both sides kind of grow. It's a friendly competition.
Right.
That's all. It's a tiny bit of competition.
Tiny bit. Not much.
Just a
little bit, right? our tiny bit. Okay, let's talk about our tiny bit. Why not? So the first time,
take them back.
rewind. When we first had sat down to prepare for our interview back in 2020, we were having a tiny discussion about tiny desks.
Yes, I was like, I think it was about tiny desks, but I could be wrong. Yes.
I don't know how we got on the discussion, but I think you were like a sound recording studio or something.
Yeah.
And
I think we were just talking about like the tiny desk concerts.
The concerts.
Yeah. Like,
it's like tiny.
Like the NPR had,
but I named it wrong.
Yes, I think that's actually what it was, because you thought it was like a literal tiny desk.
Like every time I think of like also like a little tiny desk. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little tiny. I'm like, how does a concert happen on a tiny desk? Meanwhile, over the years, I actually see them on Instagram now. The tiny concerts.
The tiny concerts. That's probably what you called them.
Probably. So if you come across any of our jokes on Instagram, our little comments, it'll be like tiny. There'll be a tiny bit excited, tiny bit. And I do recall even when, you know, you were nominated last year for YYC Music Awards, and I'm like, I hope you win a tiny bit.
Yes.
Right? Because it's important. So, but to me, that, you know, I didn't know about that. So over the years, as I've had different guests in, whether they're in music or not, or producers, I've been learning so much about the industry and how things are done and what's been going on behind the scenes and all that. So tiny thank you to you for that.
Tiny appreciation. You're welcome.
Tiny appreciation. So I do want to go into music and the events, of course, and all that kind of stuff. But can you take us a little bit? I do want the audience to get to know you a little bit and just kind of go into, you know, how you got into the music scene a little bit and why you kind of chose like the hip hop scene. Why is it like your favorite go-to?
For sure. Look at me just telling people to come to shows. They have no idea who I am. I'm like, hello.
Yeah. Just come out, guys. You'll have fun.
Come on and find out. Exactly.
Have a tiny bit of fun.
Have a tiny bit of fun. Yeah, so I think we kind of mentioned I came to Calgary in 2015. I came here for school, so I studied business at the University of Calgary. But the reason I was studying business was because I knew I wanted to be involved in the music industry. Like my long-term goal is to go into A&R, so artist and repertoire, just helping artists kind of talk about their story, market their story, and really just like help them develop as a whole. Yeah. And I feel it's very similar to like an actor and director, where some of the best directors have been actors before because they've sat in that space, kind of learned about it, and then it's easier for them to coach other people. So I'd made music a little bit in high school. It wasn't that good. We don't talk about it.
Nope.
But I came to Calgary and I realized, oh, there's like a scene here, you know, a little, albeit it was like a little small, like it was very hard to find hip hop shows in Calgary. Like you had to know a person who knew a person. So I really like just dove head first and I was like, okay, show me where the open mics are. Styling. And the more that I got involved within it, the more I came to love it. More because I could see its potential, but I could see that it hadn't quite reached where it needed to be. And it's a combination of things. It was one that there's not enough like hip hop venues, so you couldn't go to a specific venue and only see hip hop shows. I think there wasn't enough of like just direction. You'd see artists like come in, do a song, and then disappear, but not really record.
Back to Edmonton.
Yeah, and then back to Edmonton. Ouch. Something random like that. Or they'd be performing live. So like you might have like a really good song, but when they're performing live, they're performing over the recorded track. They haven't made like a performance mix where they've taken out the main vocals, maybe boosted the hook so that it's louder in the venue and things like that. Yeah. So it's been great to see over the 10 years that that's no longer the case. It's unfortunate we still don't really have hip hop venues, but we do have more shows that are oriented specifically for hip hop. We do have more artists that are kind of elevating the standard of the production, the music, even just like the performances, there's a lot of things that people are doing at a higher level.
Yeah.
And I think that's also helped inspire different cliques, different events, different event pages, where I feel like there always is a buzz around Calgary in some shape or form.
Yeah.
And now you just need to know one person. Usually if you know one person, they will get you connected to the scene. You don't need to know a person who knows a person who knows a person.
Yeah. Just real quick, going back to the venue scene, we are actually so blessed to be able to have Cowboys here and Stampede. And then a lot of our local artists actually headline. They're open up for a lot of the major headliners here in the city, which is great. So that's actually how I've connected with other bigger names as well, because I'm like, oh, they're on stage at Cowboys. So that means something if they're up there opening up for like
whoever's in town.
I was going to say Snoop Dogg because he's been here a few times.
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg loves Calgary.
Nelly, we've had him a few times.
Always here.
Always here.
I'm not complaining. I'm just like, it's just fascinating that of all the places, like Snoop Dogg actually really likes Calgary.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
We're so chill here. So, but yeah, just to name, bigger artists out there that came to the top of my head, but I mean major country stars too. I'm not going to just say what, but anyway, more of the hip hop artists will open for, like a bigger name like that. So anyway, that's what I love about our city is because even though we have, like you said, it's not one specific venue for this is only hip hop.
Yeah.
We have a variety of music. And even if it is a country, there'll be hip hop artists that will open up as well, which is not like it's amazing because it shows how diverse our city is when it comes to music. So I don't think, yes, it would be awesome to have just a hip hop venue, but at the same time, I think we're kind of known for the diversity in our music scene. So I'd say, give or take what we can get. I actually think it gives us an opportunity to say that Garth Brooks is playing. Yeah. And we go and we're like, oh, okay, K is opening up for, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. So that's what I mean. Like otherwise, you would actually physically have to go to a hip hop venue and go, okay, these are whatever. Plus, along with that, what I've noticed this past year is I've been going to more of the night markets and stuff around the city. And I've been to the Inglewood night market a couple times, and I didn't know this was literally my first year of going. I've heard through the grapevine and I've seen all the social media stuff, but I didn't actually know a lot of the Calgary artists will actually play there too.
Yes.
And again, it's very diverse. So Kaya Gamble's I'm trying to get her on the show, but we've met in person and I've seen her at Nina when I was there streaming years ago. And we've become like social media besties. She's great. She's so cool.
Beautiful person. Like
American
she's so
Idol.
young, but so I feel like she's got an old soul. Yes, exactly.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
So I saw her last year. Yeah. I saw her last year play at the Lilac Festival and I was like, this is great. Or the Inglewood Night Market. Sorry, it was just around the Lilac Festival time. So but and I was like, I need to have you on the show. Like, come on. And anyway, she's opening for Jamie Fine.
Yeah. She's
in November.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you go.
She's incredible. I met her at Blue Jay Sessions. So to your point about kind of like the cross-discipline, cross-genre events that happen, Blue Jay Sessions is run by Dan at the Prairie Emporium. And essentially, it's more like a singer-songwriter, writer circle kind of vibe where they have like 3 or 4 artists sit down in a circle. Each of them will play like an acoustic song, not a set. Like they do like one song at a time.
Okay.
So I mean, like, well, you do
one track at a time, kids.
One track at a time. No more than one. Because the whole idea is that you play a song and then you kind of share the story behind it, and then someone else plays a song, then they share the story behind it. So it is really more like a campfire kind of vibe where you're not just like playing a concert. It's very like intimate.
An album listening party.
Yeah, kind of like something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's more like songwriter format, but they've invited hip hop artists and different kinds of artists there. Yeah. And I'll say it was one of the most interesting formats of like performance I had to do because, again, you're sitting in a circle, so the crowd is actually around you. You're not really looking at the crowd per se. You're kind of looking at each other as artists.
Oh,
and
okay.
then it was just like so cool. And because it's meant to be an acoustic set, rappers aren't allowed to bring like backing tracks. So
nice.
The first time I did it, I brought a beatboxer with me. I was like, that's my instrument. I'm going to have someone beatbox. And I was just going to rap over beatbox. And it was so cool. The second time I came in with keys. And that's when I met Kaya because she was the host. And I was like, she is just so beautiful, just as a person, amazing voice. And like, we've been homies ever since then. So like, we tend to bump into each other quite often. So she'd be a great guest on the show. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the cross-pollination of genres in Calgary.
Yes.
And I think the fact that because we're not a established music city like a Toronto, we still have the blank canvas to kind of do whatever we like because no one will tell you, oh, that's been done, or that you can't do that. They're kind of like, oh, you want to do that? That sounds fun. Let me get into that. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about even songs on the radio these days, and you do, like, you have, like, it was Georgia, Florida line, and Nelly crossing over tracks, and you're like, what? Like,
it works, though. It's a banger.
What? Right? It's still like a Stampede banger here every year, you know? But that's what I mean, like, otherwise, you wouldn't find that talent if you weren't like, you'd have to go searching for it, right? Whereas it's like, okay, here's our talent. We're going to go out and play and mix and mingle and have fun. And that's like what I love about it, you know? And I, going back to the YYC Music Awards real quick, that's what it was. It was a whole mix and mingle of all our genres. And I was like, oh my gosh, like the greatest ever.
It's good. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
And getting to watch and see them perform and watching music videos and stuff, it was so cool. So yeah, the mix and mingle is fabulous. But so that event that you said, the blues.
The blues, yes. So the Blue Jay sessions, which is also interesting because I'm like, when I think Blue Jays, I always think of like Toronto. So like, it's an interesting name, but I guess there's just a whole lot of like overlapping going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's an amazing event, and I think it's great to have spaces where there's a lot of overlap. I'm seeing a lot of that happening in the city. So Alcove and Rural Voices, or Neutral Ground. So they're like an event that's in both Edmonton and Calgary. So they tend to like just switch up the genres, have a house band, pretty cool. And then the Ship Hop. Shameless plug over here.
Shameless plug. I said you can shameless plug. It's okay.
It's okay. It's allowed.
It's allowed because we want to promote the city and we want to promote our musicians and the artists and the fine arts community. Let's just go.
Let's go. Okay, I've been given the go ahead. So, Ship Hop is a hip hop showcase that I run at the Ship and Anchor. But even though it's a hip hop showcase, the Ship and Anchor is more of like a punk venue. So I love just that fact that they wanted to have a hip hop event in their venue because the Ship is such like an institution in Calgary. I think it's like the pub that all the artists go to. There's so many great events and they make it so accessible because all the shows are free. And what I love about having Ship Hop there is that there's the ingrained like audience that come to the Ship just to have a drink, just to like hang out with their friends. And if they don't happen to know that Wednesday is a Ship Hop, they're always pleasantly surprised because they might not be hip hop fans, but by the end of the night, I promise you they are, because they're like, where are these artists from? I'm like, they're from Calgary. They're like, no way, this is insane. It's fun. It's so much fun.
Transported. Poop.
You're here now.
Entertainment. Poof.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so that's a great thing to do, is to be able to be pleasantly surprised, because then they will go back.
Yes.
Go, yeah, we want to watch the next show. When's the next one? What's going on? What's happening? And then, or it may follow you on social media or whatever. But it starts that ball rolling of just that information of like, oh, I didn't know this is what's going on in Calgary, or oh, I don't know, Ship and Anchor did this or whatever. Because it's not like a name that would be like, you just think music, like.
Yes. People just think, I'm just going there for a pint, I'm just going to go hang out.
I think fish and chips.
Fish and chips, there you go. Or you think they're really good at like doing like playing all the soccer matches. So a lot of people go there to watch sports on this Saturday, Sunday. But they also do like the arcade, the shipcade, I think it's called. So it kind of depends on what's your relationship with the ship. But everyone's got a thing they go there to do.
They have all the ship stuff going on.
Got all the ships. They've got a lot of ships going on there at the Ship and Anchor. Well, a lot of anchors at the Ship and Anchor. I don't know how.
Anchoring.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? But it's a dope space.
Great. Yeah.
It's just great. It's a great venue. We've been doing that for like 3 years now, and I think what makes the show special is that we do the showcase parts. We have 3 live acts, but we also do open mic. So it's a nice place for like people who are kind of newer in the rap scene to like test new ideas, get their sea legs in, if you will. You know, kind of get ready to be on stage more often. And
no one goes overboard?
No one goes overboard.
No one gets to walk the plank?
No one walks the plank. We're the ship crowd are like super friendly, so it's a good place to try new things. Unless you really suck, then I can't promise you that we won't.
The pirates get kicked out.
The pirates get kicked out. And
no pirates allowed.
No pirates. I think it's all pirates. Well, all pirates in there.
Oh, okay, they're allowed.
Yeah, they're allowed.
They can come. They can come.
We want the parents. We want them to sing along to the songs. You know,
that makes
like
sense.
a total response thing. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a tiny bit. It's a tiny bit. Right. And then we've got rap games that we do as well. So the rap games are like the most important part for me because one of the things that I noticed when I was still getting into like the hip hop scene in Calgary is that there's fans of music, but a lot of people weren't familiar with kind of like, I'd call it like the behavior at a hip hop show, where if someone says something crazy or like you hear something you like, you're allowed to yell. You're allowed to like be like, oh, that's crazy. Because quite often you'd be at a hip hop show, you're rapping, and people are just like, I'm like, no, give me some energy. Like shout back at me. So the rap games are super important in kind of breaking that barrier where they're there to teach rappers who are kind of in between the open micers and the main acts just how to like freestyle more, get more confidence, and like really interact with the crowd. Nice. And because they're trying to interact with the crowd, it teaches the crowd to respond back. Because we would be like, okay, we're picking the winner based on who you make the most noise for. You guys have to vote. So it's like it's such a great little interaction, and I love it. So November 5th is our next one. So
November 5th. Come through. That sounds fun. Go and like cheer for your favorite. It's like cheering for your favorite team. Exactly. We've got the Calgary League come through. Who's your favorite Calgary rapper? Do people bring like noisemakers in the whole 9 yards? We've never invited that. I guess if we said you could, probably people would. Okay, kids, you know what to do. You know what to Find your cowbells. I think we've been lucky that we've never been on a game night, because I think that would affect like. Well, I'm sure the owner would be like, "This is a game night, so." Yeah. Or make the most of it. Or would it be good for intermission time? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. I kind of don't want to compete with the game, though, to be very honest. I think the attention would be very divided. But we could make it like the rap games could be hockey themed, maybe. Ooh. Maybe. In between intermissions. That could be a thing. Aha. We'll talk to them. We'll talk to them. Tiny idea. Tiny idea. You know, there is a local Calgary band that does play at the Saddle Dome during intermission. Oh, nice. Which band is that? I can't remember the name. I was like, it's... Put you on the spot. I was like, oh, shit. Don't bring it up, and I'm not going to know. I'll get back to you. I know a couple of people who play the keys or the organ. They are in the Greta box. Up in the dome, and they get a whole box, and then they get to sing. James, I would be like James Barker band, but that's not it. I don't think that's it. Let's see. And I can't even like think of it to be able to just like go, okay, this is it. Yeah, people just have to comment. If you know what the band is, make sure you comment. Let us know. Tag them. Like I can like totally picture them in my mind, and I mean, it's like a 4 or 5 person band. Like, do you remember what kind of music it is?
Maybe you can narrow it
They
down.
do like covers and stuff.
Oh,
Cool. They're really fun, and they get the crowd going. And they don't. It's not every intermission. It's usually like the first intermission during the games, and it's great. So this year, they actually get their own Flames jerseys, and then they get their names on the back.
Oh, that's sick.
So cool. Like, wow. So it's like official, like welcome to the Dome and the Calgary love. And it's so cool.
That's cool
to see. So maybe if I go, I'll take a tiny moment, not long, and peek, because I know our interview is going. The Frontiers. There we go. I just looked at my comments on Instagram and I was like, okay, the Frontiers.
The Frontiers. Okay.
Frontiers, YYC. Nice. So,
you did it.
Yeah, we can get up there. Frontiers. So they, it's hard to see, but yeah.
That's sick. Like the fact that they've got like their names on it. That's so cool. And a music symbol instead of a number. That's dope.
So cool. So that's cool. There's music's like it's sprinkled across our city in like random places, and I love that because again, like you don't, you're like, oh, not gonna walk. Well, I mean, the Dome, yes, you're gonna get music, but not live music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because every game, of course, you're going to have the recorded DJ, whatever. But this is like live. And I was like, that's so cool. So I saw them last year. And at the Saddle Dome, they were playing. And I was like, oh, this is so great. And then I started following them on Instagram because I was like, oh, I want you guys to come on. And we haven't had a big chance to do that yet. So it's been busy, as always. So, okay, so you got your plugs for all your shows, yay?
One more,
because I do want you to do that. And then we're going to just quickly do like 10 more minutes, and then we'll have to wrap up here because we just get into it. It's horrible.
It's true. These chatty patties over here. So the last show is actually in between the blues, like the Edmonton show and Ship Hop. So this is October 23rd.
Okay.
We'll be at Village Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Village Brewery.
Brewery is very hard to say.
And I'm playing with the Kensington Symphonia.
Yeah.
And they are a string quartet. So it'll be me rapping over like violin and like other string instruments. And it's gonna be pretty wild. So I would recommend anyone who's a fan of classical music or a fan of hip hop or a fan of beer. A fan of beer, that too. You have to be a fan of beer. I'm sure they've got non-alcoholic options too, or ciders. I actually quite like their ciders. So come on down to Village Brewery at 8 p.m. on the October 23rd. And you're in for a treat of a show. Like, it's
how do you find a quartet and be like, hey, you guys want to just do some like rap music?
Well, I'm lucky that crazy enough, this is actually connected to Blue Jays. So Blue Jay Sessions had their anniversary show this April, I think it was.
Yeah.
And instead of doing the songwriter circle, they're like, okay, this is a bigger show. We're going to do it over 2 nights. What we'll do is we're going to have a band, and they're going to play everyone's music live. So the band included a quartet. And the quartet were like, we had so much fun performing with you. We want to do it again. So they reached out to me. And I was like, bless up. Because I love playing with live instrumentation. So, yeah. Shout out to the Calgary Symphonia. They're dope.
That is so cool. Yeah. I love, and then they have over the years, they've had like those candlelight concert thingies where they'll play like songs that you would know, but it's like stringed instruments, whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's so great. But I think again, it goes back to this whole like overlapping of genres in Calgary. Like no one's scared to be like, oh, let's try this thing.
So now do you think we need just a hip hop venue?
I mean, not just a hip hop venue, but it would be nice. I think it's a whole conversation. It's a whole conversation. The reason I say it's needed is because I feel like it helps incubate the growth of the genre. It also helps incubate the growth of the audience as well. So, for example, Ship Hop is only every 3 months. So, it's hard for other people to find like a venue to book shows. And like that kind of leads to the inconsistency. So that's why there's so many artists who are talented, but you don't get to see them that often. I think it also just creates an unfair expectation where the sound for like a country concert, pop concert, whatever concert, they all have different needs. And I think the more that we end up doing like hip hop shows at a local level more often, you'll kind of see the standard be the same. Because I've gone to other genre shows and I'm like, yo, the sound is amazing. And you have like a 5-piece band. Then I'll go to a hip hop show, which is just backing tracks. I'm like, how does this sound so bad? You know what I mean? And it's like, it should be equivalent sound.
Yeah. I mean, the Great Eagle pulled it off pretty good.
Oh, this is true. The Great Eagle does do very well. Yeah. And they're a great venue. So, and no shade to other venues. I'm just like, I'd like to see it.
No, it's true. Balance. It is true. You can, it's very true. Because I think like all kind of studios or whatever and what producers, like you're used to setting up for one genre. Right? So then whoever their tech guy is, he'll come in and he'll just set things up and be like, okay, I'm ready. And not knowing, because he's so used to hearing whatever genre is played all the time. And then it's like, oh, I got to adjust this, but there's no time to adjust it. Yeah. So hence why sound checks are always a great idea days before, not just like hours before. I think like the day before is a good idea. But yeah, no, I kind of hear what you're putting down there for sure. Like it's, I could totally see that. So real quick.
Okay.
Before we, I just want to see if there's an update to this.
Okay. I'm so curious. What's...
Both of us with bad hair days. This is back in 2020. And I was asking you a question and I want to know the follow-up to this. Okay.
That's a good reason to travel the drone.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Now I'm going to bring it back up.
Right? There we go.
Oh no.
I mean, parents like it's good.
I recorded with another engineer. His name was...
That's like 90% of what...
Okay, I won't be able to find it, but it was bucket list questions.
Okay.
I don't remember what they were.
I was so curious. I was like, why did I end that answer with Toronto? I was like, I wonder what was happening.
We were saying about Drake.
Okay.
And then I was asking you about venues, I believe, what your bucket list venue would have been. So I was like, I wonder if he's answered if he got his bucket list. But anyway, that's okay. We'll save it for another time. Because I was also trying to queue up.
What you were saying, like, that's my bucket list.
Maybe it is. Because we did talk about Edmonton in that interview as well. So.
Did we actually? Okay, well, look at that. Wow. Well, that's actually kind of cool. That's because I would have not remembered that. So,
right.
I mean, I don't remember what I said back then, but obviously, I'm sure my plan was to have played outside of Calgary. And it's really cool to be able to say, I did play my first international show this year. I played in Japan in April. So
that's cool.
It's kind of crazy to be like the difference that 5 years makes. And for me, like, I think I'm very excited. Like, I'm planning to do like a Western Canadian tour. I can't say the year yet because we're still kind of working on things. So,
working on things. Totally.
It's all coming together. Yeah. So, I mean, that is actually pretty cool to see. Like 5 years ago, my plan was to like kind of take things beyond the city and be like, come here and be like, we're working on it. We'll slowly get there. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's totally what it was. It was just like, I think there was the venue of like, where would you want to ideally be? So looking back in your 5 years, I mean, how do you think your goals have changed in the last 5 years? Have they, have you been doing everything you wanted to do? Do you think you've reached some things that you wanted to do?
I think the goals have changed in terms of, I guess, as my understanding of kind of the industry and how things work has changed. Some goals have become a bit more realistic, like being like, oh, I want to play the Saddle Dome tomorrow. It's like, yeah, okay, dude.
Well, hey, it might not be tomorrow, but it could be like 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You're going to book it. So
we could work on it. But also being able to say, like, I can now dream beyond Canada, I guess, and not in a way that's like looking down on playing regionally, but just being like, you don't have to make your dream so small. I think quite often we think that the dream has to be something that we can see. But, clearly 5 years ago, I'd never thought I would play internationally. And now I've played Japan before playing Edmonton, which is like such a weird way to do it.
Right, you're like home turf first, and then outside.
It's a little backwards, but we're here.
I think that's how life should be. It should be a little bit backwards. And then, we can look back and go, like, I think also when you travel and then you get seasoned up, then you're playing for someone who doesn't really know you all that well. Yeah. But then it's like you come home and it's like, oh yeah, this will be fun and whatever. You look forward to coming home. Yeah. And playing for like, basically your neighbor. And that's like, oh yeah. And it's more appreciative in a way, going, yeah, like, oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah. And you come home and it's like, it's humbling, and it's like, you go away for a trip for a little while and you come back, it's like, oh, it's home. You come home. True. So, and then when that happens, now Edmonton's like, well, no, it's not just, KtheChosen from Calgary. It's like, oh yeah, he's actually been to Japan. So it actually becomes a bigger vibe. Going, oh yeah, he's actually been international. Yeah. So that's true. That's pretty cool. And then they can go, he's just from next door. Yeah. And that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
You also get an appreciation because when you play different places, you start to know kind of what the vibe is there. Yeah. So there's things that I've learned from playing abroad that I can bring back here. But there's also things I'm like, oh, there's certain things I take for granted with like Calgarian audiences where I'm like, oh yeah, when I'm rapping, you know exactly what I'm saying,
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I screwed up that verse. And well, right, everyone else is singing the verse and you're like, I wasn't going there, but I totally forgot it. But thanks, guys. Thanks. so, which is kind of fun, right? And then that's when that's your homies and, they got your back and stuff. So I'm going to send you that interview and then you can look back on it.
Please, thank you. I'd love that. That's going to be a nice trip down memory lane. And I want to say, again, just shout out to you for having kept going with this. Because I know like sometimes, I think this is a thing that we sometimes forget in the music or creative industry that like it all seems not easy but doable because we tend to just share the easy parts or the fun parts. Yeah. But there are days you wake up and you're like, oh my God, like maybe I should just get a stable career, a stable job. I can wake up to my 9 to 5 every day. Then that'll crush my soul. But you have to make that decision to show up. You have to make that decision. You're your own boss and kind of do things. And I think in response to your question about like maybe where my goals have gone is I think realizing how much you have to focus on yourself as an artist to grow, but knowing that your growth is not just about you. It's about like raising the city. It's about raising the people around you because as you open doors, more people can come through. Yeah. Because sometimes the challenging part is that you're doing something that no one else has done. So you're kind of like the guinea pig. But as you kind of
right here.
Right here.
I know exactly what you're talking about because that's me.
It's but we appreciate it. It's a sacrifice you're making, and to be able to now look back on 5 years of my growth, that wouldn't exist if you hadn't chosen to interview me. That wouldn't exist if you didn't choose to have a conversation with me, and now you chose again to have that conversation again 5 years later because
you have been chosen.
Something exactly.
You're the chosen one. Yeah.
So thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're very welcome. And everyone that I've interviewed, oh yeah, you guys are welcome. But we're all lifting each other up, and it's the community and it's the support, and it's like we're all making our own dreams come true. And it's I think that's like the coolest thing. It's like and then the YYC Music Awards, like I said, I had seen it over the years on social media, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know it was open to kind of like the public to come. And it was like the first year, and this is like their 10th annual. And as soon as I knew I could get tickets, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going.
I'm there.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, I walked into the lobby and there were names, faces, and I was like, I am in the same room. And I'm like, this is insane. I never thought I'd be here. Yeah. And I was like, it's great. And it was like, it felt like home. Yeah. I was like, this is it. Like, yeah. And so looking back those 5 years just for us, and it really just, really made me just think right back. And I was like, wow. So thank you to all you guys for coming on and making, my shows possible, because it's true, without an audience, I mean, I could do a solo show, but it's not always fun, and you need a lot of content, and it's more work. It really is to do a solo show. I know content creators who do solo shows, so shout out to them. And it's a lot of work, because you're daily having to think of what you want to talk about, your topics, this, that, whatever. But I love creating with other people and doing this and bringing out the vulnerability, bringing out the conversations, and bringing out the tiny jokes, and bringing out, what's important to you, what's important to me, but more important to you and the audience that's listening, because that's what we're here for, is to bring it all together and work as a community and support each other. So so thank you everyone for coming on and tuning into the show. And thank you, and good luck with your shows coming up. I will try and make the November one, because I think it'll be fun. And I'm going to bring a cowbell to bring it.
Do it.
I'll put it on the list.
You're going to start a new tradition.
I will. You name it. With that, thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's Connected with Cari. I will be back next week. Arlo Maverick might be in. We'll kind of see how his schedule is. I do have another guest lined up as well, who's Law Layton, I believe is his name, and he does like a clothing line and stuff, which is pretty cool. So we'll see. He's also local here to Calgary as well, and he is supporting a local young boxer, Abel the Typhoon, and he's been on my show before as well, before he went over to, I want to say Japan as well. Was it some games over there? It was pretty cool, representing Canada. So pretty cool how, again, our communities are all supported. So with that, make sure you guys tune in next week. I'd kick Kay off, but we won't do that. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you guys stay connected. Good night.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
With self-destructs, y'all caught in sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, we do this, whether you check and we progressing, no mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. But with self-destructs, y'all caught in sleep tight, my God, we do this, we do this, we do this, whether you check and we progressing, no mission is impossible, so I destroy the message. But with self-destructs, y'all caught in sleep tight, my God, we do